Okay, well, thank you all for coming this morning. I have you all muted now, and I'm going to go through the beginning of the workshop and everything, and a little bit later, I'll open everything up for questions and things along those lines. Like I said, thank you all for coming this morning. The purpose of this workshop is to really acquaint you all with the New Jersey District Committees. I know there's a lot of people here that know what those committees are, but there are some that don't know what those committees are. I've kind of simplified them. We're going to go through them, each individual one. Other than the SLP committees, Student Leadership Programs committees, most appointments run in New Jersey from October 1st to September 30th of the following year. Every committee has a chair, and hopefully 3 or more members that volunteer to help within the work that's required for each committee. The committee chairs I'll be going over today will be approved at the organizational meeting tomorrow. And these are all my appointments that are coming in this upcoming year. And their term will officially start in October, but we're gonna start right away because the more we do now, the better our year will go, all right? I'm just gonna share my screen real quick. Give me a second. Okay, and slideshow. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to start this kind of backwards because the title of the workshop was, you know, what are the committees and how can you help? So I want to start with how can you help? If you have ideas for the committees, let them know, or myself know what you might, as I go through them, what ideas might come to mind, because we're always searching out for new ideas. We're always searching out for people to help out with these committees. You could volunteer to be a part of a committee. If something I say today, you know, really intrigues you and want to learn more, my email is going to be at the end of the slideshow. And you can email me and we could talk about possibly, you know, coming on to one of the committees. The committees, really, the minimum is 3, but they can be as big as we want. So the more members that we have, the better off we are. When committees ask for information from our members, which is going to be a lot this year, because a lot of our committee members have ideas for doing surveys of our membership throughout the district and finding out how to really mold their committee to, you know, meeting the needs of our district. Respond to them and give your input, you know, as much as you can. As governor, I'm looking for anybody who wants to lend their time to helping out the district board. And like I said, if you do have any questions or anything, write them down now, and then when we get to the end of the slideshow, we'll open it up for discussion. We're all members of the New Jersey District, and you as a general member can truly shape the future by helping out in any way you possibly can. I also urge you to utilize these committees for programs at your clubs. Many of these committee chairs we're training, and they all, like I said, they all have plans coming into the new year. And these can be discussed as a program at your meetings. So as I go through it, and if there's anything that you would like a program on, let me know and we can set that up for you. It's really easy now. Zoom makes things so much easier. We don't have to travel that far. So they'll be good to come to your meeting and give your members a little bit of, or talk about their committees. So the first committee I'm going to talk about is the bulletin editor. The committee chairperson coming in is Susan Doherty. She's also the bulletin editor right now. This committee produces the New Jersey Kiwanian that you all receive in your emails. Susan tries to get out an issue every month. Sometimes she does a bi-monthly one, but most of the time it's pretty much every month. For this upcoming year, we would love more input from our members. If your club has a project coming up or has completed something, please write a short article and send her some pictures. I have her email address up so you guys can take it down in case you do have anything coming up or you do want to write an article for her. Did your club honor a member in your community? How about awarding your SLPs for their hard work? These are all great things that Kiwanians would love to hear about from all around the district. So our club bulletin editor, as I said, is Susan Doherty. Our bylaws and policies chair. The incoming committee chairperson is going to be George Weitengruber. This committee reviews and examines our bylaws and policies. They make sure that we're following them correctly and also make recommendations to the board of officers on any revisions that need to be updated in our governing documents. Next committee is our Children and Youth Services Committee. The committee chairperson coming in is Jennifer Playa. This committee helps clubs put together a plan to provide guidance and support to the children in their communities. That guidance includes helping children adapt to the social, economic, and moral demands which they may encounter in their lives. The work they do is to inspire the clubs to increase their methods of assisting kids in all aspects of their communities. Jen is a teacher in our local community over here in Atlantic Highlands, and she has some great ideas that she's going to be sharing with all of the clubs around the district in this year to come. If this is something that interests you, please let us know because this is a committee that's rarely used, and I want to use it more this upcoming year. The next committee is our District Convention Committee. The committee chairperson is Robert Chera, the person who sent you or put together really all the links for this this district convention. This committee plans and executes the official district convention program. Everything that you're attending this weekend was planned by an entire committee of Kiwanians that have worked for the last year to make sure you have an enjoyable and meaningful convention. If that's something that interests you and you want to be a part of that planning committee, let us know. The next committee is the District Convention Sites Committee. That is also Robert Achera. And what that committee does is it's responsible for gathering information for future decon sites and making recommendations to the district board on where we should hold future decons. We're supposed to pick our sites 3 years ahead of time. For next year's convention, we're hoping, crossing our fingers, that we will be at the Valley Forge Convention Center. But we are open for future sites. I still need to pick 2 more places. We're thinking about signing a contract for multiple years at the Valley Forge Convention Center. But if anybody has, any places in there, around them that might be an interesting place for Kiwanis to come and hold their convention there, let us know. We're open. I think this past year we looked into 10 different hotels from all around the state, from the north to the south. We looked into a couple from Pennsylvania, and that's why Valley Forge is not that far into Pennsylvania. But that's where we chose that one. But we're open to new ideas. We're also looking for places for midwinter. Hopefully we'll be able to do an in-person midwinter this upcoming year. So we're going to start looking into a hotel to possibly have that for now. Hold on a second. Someone just messaged me. Sorry, guys. Nope. Okay. So yeah, like I said, we're open to any sites that you give us a site name, and then we'll contact the hotel with the information that we need from them. And this is our district, our conventions. Let's try to spread it all around the district. So the next committee, there we go, is the Eliminate Campaign Committee. This is the last year of this committee. As of right now, the Eliminate campaign has officially ended, but they are in the next phase of it, where they are collecting all the money and all the, from the districts and the clubs. The person that's in charge of this committee, or the committee chairperson, is Michael Mulhall. He stayed with the Eliminate campaign from the beginning, and he's staying with it to the end. This committee, like I said, followed the Eliminate campaign throughout the years. They report on the club's giving efforts and make presentations to clubs as they complete their fundraising goals to the campaign. They'll also come and talk to your club about the campaign and how many lives they've saved and how many lives they've changed. So Mike Mulhall is a very good speaker to have at your meeting if you want him to come and talk about the Eliminate campaign. Next is the District Finance Committee. I get into the fun ones now. This committee is the chairperson of this committee is Howard Gordon. The committee prepares the budget for the upcoming year and presents it to the New Jersey District Board at their organizational meeting. They also make recommendations on the budget and how we can improve our spending of your money, because it is your money. And we like to get as much input as we can. There are certain people that sit on this committee, and there are a couple other committees that are like that. There are certain people that sit on it, but it's open to, if anybody else wants to, have a say or anything. That's why I'm bringing it up about this committee, because we prepared the budget for this upcoming year. Next year, we got to prepare a budget for the following year. So The next committee is the Human and Spiritual Values Committee. The committee chairperson coming in is Rachel Cohen. This committee encourages clubs to create a greater public awareness of the importance of human and spiritual values in their communities. This year, we're staying with that, but we're gonna add on a couple of things to that committee that I think people are really gonna like. The committee will also recognize our members in our clubs throughout the year for their milestones, like birthdays and club anniversaries. We'll be doing a lot of that through social media. They will also provide meaningful inspiration to the district when needed through our social media platforms. And I think that's going to be a key thing this year, because I know every club is going to be looking for inspiration, inspirational quotes, things that you can share with your members, you know, things to make you really think. I know we're all thinking about life a lot lately, or at least I am. So I think that's a much needed add-on to this committee. And Rachel is going to be fantastic at it. She really enjoys sharing that stuff. Next committee is the International Convention Committee. The committee chairperson is our district secretary, Nancy Hardis-Bazito. This committee helps with the promotion of the International Convention to our membership and helps arrange our district functions while at convention, like our district dinner and other get-togethers with members from all over Kiwanis and all over the world. Icon 2020, hopefully, will be at Salt Lake City, Utah. So if you know anything about the city, why not come and help us plan our convention outings together? It's going to be a really fun convention. There is a lot of things that are planned as far as going to see the Tabernacle Choir, the hotel we have. I can't remember which one it is right now, but we have a really beautiful hotel for the convention. We will be at the main convention center out there, and it's just a beautiful city. So if you are planning on going and you do have, you know, you're interested in helping plan anything out, please let us know. Because mainly it's the governor and the convention chair that plan all of this, but the more help we have and the more input we have, the better off we are and the more enjoyable of a time, you know, we can all have out there. So. I know Mark's in here. So the Kiwanis International Foundation chair is, chairperson is Mark Esposito. We are lucky here in New Jersey that we actually have a person that sits on the Kiwanis International Foundation coming in is Mark Esposito. So I asked him to stay on as this committee chairperson. So he actually reports to himself. This committee reports about the Kiwanis International Foundation to our membership and how much our giving is throughout the year. They also report where we stand as far as giving per member of the district. I don't know if a lot of you know this, but if we finish in the top percentile, we actually get money back to New Jersey Kiwanis for Key Club and Circle K scholarships, as well as money that we could use for Key Leader. That's why it's so important for your clubs to give. And Mark, I know, would love to come around and visit clubs and talk to them about the International Foundation. You know, tell them why it's, you know, important to give. And where the money goes to. I know they did a lot of COVID relief this year, things along those lines. I'm sure we're going to be hearing a lot more about that this upcoming year. So, next one is the Leadership Development and Education Committee. This committee provides training programs for the club executive board levels. New Jersey has certified training instructors that implement these programs. A lot of these programs have been changed this year because of, you know, everything going virtually. International has released a lot of new information, a lot of new trainers and things like that. Towards the end of September, we're going to hold our New Jersey district trainers, because International held one back in June. We're going to utilize the videos that they made, and I'm going to have open town halls for the presidents, the secretaries, and the treasurers, so that we can really, you know, get down to the basics and find out what they need, you know, for their positions. There is training that is provided online too. It's not up yet. I don't know when it will be up, but I know this is the training that we as New Jersey District is going to be offering. This upcoming year, International, in April, things got a little delayed because of the COVID problems. In April, Kiwanis International is actually going to be putting together a committee to change all of our leadership development and education programs to try to move us into the future and try to better our organization. We found out a little bit about it at our last governor-elect meeting with International President-elect Art Riley, who will become president. And it seems really interesting. They're looking into members to get their input on what they want to learn for their positions. And really, they want people, they want it not hands-on, but they want people to be more involved with it. So it's going to be an interesting, transition over this next year to see what actually comes out of the new leadership training that hopefully will be offered next September. But for this year, like I said, we're going to be hosting it for New Jersey via Zoom. It's all going to be virtually, and we're going to utilize the international ones that they have available now. And it'll be some town halls that everybody can come and ask questions to, and we can have discussions. The membership and engagement. Did I spell that wrong? I think I spelled that wrong. Yep. Membership and engagement committee. Committee chairperson coming in is Ed Gleaner. So this committee it's a complicated committee, but they have a very specific task here in New Jersey. This committee coordinates the efforts through the New Jersey District to increase our membership. This year, they're tasked with finding new ways to retain the members we have and new ways to recruit, including how to appeal to our alumni and Generation X. Those are two things that those are two generations that I really want to try to bring into our organization this year. So we need to figure out how we can appeal to them and how we can get more of them to join. This committee also implements plans on building new clubs, including choosing sites and recruiting new members to charter a brand new club. If you have new and creative ideas on how we can recruit new members, consider helping out with recruitment in your surrounding clubs, or helping us build a new club and coming onto this committee. In the past, this committee has been 20 to 30 members. I think this past year, I'm not sure exactly how many we're on, but I would like to have a committee of at least 10 members to utilize, to really, put our heads together and really figure out some recruiting ideas that'll work, and to really spread it around the district. Because I hear a lot, we build clubs, in the north, or we build clubs in the south or in the central, and we kind of leave areas, out. I want what's best for the district, and if we could spread that all out, the more people we get involved, the more we can spread it out. The next committee is the Partnerships Committee. The committee chairperson coming in is Martin Slazak. He's been the Partnerships Committee chairperson for the last 2 years, and this is his third year, the end of his term. This committee provides our members with information about the Kiwanis Partnerships programs. Some of these partnerships that you may not even know about, and there's many more, with this list, but these are just a few. The Boys and Girls Club of America, Children's Miracle Network, the U.S. Army, Boy Scouts of America, Hilton, eHealth, Junior Chamber International, Kiwanis Cruises and Kiwanis Travel, Kiwanis Warehouse, Visa Rewards, March of Dimes, Nickelodeon, Scholastic, and like I said, there's many, many more. Martin has a really good presentation, and I know he's gone around the district to make that presentation to inform the members about, what the partnerships are and what that means for you as a member, because these are member benefits that you get for paying your dues. You get discounts at things. You get certain things for being a member. I know Office Max is one of them, and if you have an Office Max by you, you get like 20 to 25% off certain things in the store. These are all things for you to utilize. They can also make recommendations to the district board for local partnerships within the district. It's been a while since we've had some local partnerships, and I would love to partner with organizations all around New Jersey. If anybody has any ideas about organizations that we can partner with, please let me know and let Martin know, because we'd love to look into those and see if there is a possibility of us partnering with them together. That just means more awareness of Kiwanis around the district, and it possibly means more members for our organization. So it's all in our benefit. The next committee is the Public Relations Committee. This committee chairperson is Sylvia Allen. Sylvia is from my home club over in Homedale. This is what she does for a living. She does public relations. She doesn't just do it here in New Jersey. She actually does it all around the United States and in Haiti. So she does it everywhere. This committee helps implement a public relations plan to ensure you are viewed favorably in your community. This year, they will look into new ideas on how clubs can advertise themselves and put together a PR, and they'll put together a PR booklet that all clubs can use. Later on in the convention, there's going to be a PR, public relations workshop. It's going to be given by international, or a person from our international communications team. If you get a chance to go to that workshop, I would suggest going to there, because when I went to international to get my training for governor-elect, they told us about all of these things that are available to us that I never knew about. I never knew how much PR stuff Kiwanis International has available. If you ever want to just view it, you can go onto the Kiwanis.org and go into the search bar and type in public relations, and it'll come up with lists and lists of resources for you guys. If you're looking at the screen right now, you have there's a Kiwanis logo PowerPoint in front of you. These are all pre-populated, they're pre-made so that we can use as clubs, and all you have to do is enter in your information into it. These are all things that International has created. There's so much out there for you to use. So if you don't go to that workshop, like I said, we're recording all of them. I would suggest going back when we finally get them up to watch, to go back and watch that one. And in your free time, like I said, go on to the Kiwanis International website, type in public relations resources, and you're going to get a lot of information about things that your club can use. The next committee is our resolutions committee. The committee chairperson is Stephen Agel. This committee is tasked with collecting resolutions to be presented at our annual House of Delegates and presenting them to the Board of Officers for approval, and also presenting them at the House of Delegates for approval. This year we'll be doing a council, so we'll be presenting them at the council. Resolutions allow our district to thank those who have helped us throughout the year, but also they can be put to use as a means to get district support for a cause or recommend something that may change the future of our organization. I know Steve put out the call this year for resolutions. If your club, it has something that they truly support, or has something that they want the district to support, I would suggest contacting Steve for this upcoming year to see if maybe you want to put together a resolution. I'm already working on resolutions for next year, having to do with alumni, Circle K alumni, and Key Club alumni. It's never too early to start thinking about these things. I know that we have, in the past, we have, worked on all sorts of resolutions. And it's a really good way to get things in front of our membership and get the support of our membership around our district. The next committee is our Sergeant at Arms Committee. The committee chairperson is Lenny Sasso. He's been the chairperson of this for a very long time. This committee is there just to maintain order and decorum at our district functions. Lenny is a retired cop, so he really enjoys this committee. And if you're ever at convention and you just want to volunteer for something, he's always looking for people to help out with Sergeant at Arms. You get to sit, on the side of the room and make sure, people aren't yelling. The next committee is our service committee. The committee chairperson coming in is Bridget Nivola. She just got the key of honor at the opening session, if you saw that. The service committee collects data on current and past service projects from our clubs all around our district and inspires clubs to create service activities and opportunities for their members. This year, she, along with the committee, will be compiling data on service projects, big and small, and putting them in a service directory that all of our club members can use. I have, over the last 3 years or 4 years, I think it is, I've had the chance to sit on the Signature Projects Committee. All the signature projects that have been submitted to the district, I have compiled all of that into, we put it into a book, and we're going to continue adding to that book. If your club has a project that they've been doing for years and they truly believe in, when Bridget is going to be sending out some information to you guys at the beginning of the term, I suggest, you respond back to her. And an instance where this really works out well, I belong to 2 clubs. I belong to Homedale, which is a larger club, and I belong to Middletown, which is a little bit of a smaller club. And we were really looking for a service project that we could do, but we're a smaller club. We didn't know. Phillipsburg does a great thing called the birthday bags service project, where they collect everything that you would get at in a birthday party, including cake mix, a banner, maybe a $25 gift card, a little toy or something, plates, party hats and everything, and they put it in a nice little bag, and they give it to kids in need. Here in our area, we gave a bunch of bags out to DIFUS, and we actually have been giving out to foster homes. It's a really great thing to do and a really easy project to do. It's really just finding places where you could put collection bins out, putting those out there and collecting them. It's a project that we would have never known about had someone not shared it with us. The sharing of these projects is really important for this upcoming year, especially, while we're still in COVID and everything. We really need to, work together and share our ideas throughout our clubs. And that's why this service booklet that we're going to put together is so important. Eventually it's going to be shared with the district. We're going to constantly update it so that, we can get all these projects out to you guys. If you are interested in service and you enjoy doing service, like a lot of us, you could also volunteer for this committee because, like I said, we're always looking for people to help out with compiling, this information and things along those lines. The Technology and Website Committee, I forgot to put website on there. This committee is responsible for maintaining our district website, as well as executing methods of electronic communications. They also offer support to clubs that set up their own websites, especially if those clubs use the new free websites, and I'm sure many of you don't know about, that will be provided by Kiwanis International. In order to get those free websites, your club will need to have a webmaster. But as long as it has a webmaster, we can get you the training for those sites and really help you out with them. For this year, I want to try to implement a social media team along with this committee that can help clubs utilize social media for advertising in their communities and getting the word out about what they're doing and recruiting new members and really just telling their communities about Kiwanis. If you have social media experience and you want to volunteer, please let me know. I know Mickey is always looking for volunteers on this committee. If you're technologically savvy and you want to help out that way, we can teach you all about the new websites that are coming out. I know that we have 4 of those new websites in New Jersey, and there's going to be more rolling out as clubs request them. But these clubs are all going to need help. So if anybody's really interested in coming along, coming onto that committee, let me know. If your club would like to do a website, but they're not necessarily technologically savvy, some clubs aren't, let us know that, let us know no matter what, because we can try to match you up with somebody that could help you out. All right. The Youth Protections Committee. The committee chairperson is Howard Gordon. I think he's in the room too. This committee provides training on the Kiwanis International Youth Protections Guidelines and ensures that all clubs are compliant with background checks. This is going to be an important committee for this upcoming year because if you're an advisor, you got an email a little while back, and it's going to happen as of October 1. If you haven't had a background check, they will remove you off the list of being an advisor until you get a background check. Every club every year is supposed to review the youth protections guidelines, and International has released a video that I've given to all the lieutenant governors, the incoming lieutenant governors, that they're going to show to their clubs and their divisions, just to get Kiwanians acquainted with youth protections. So that's what that committee does. The Risk Management Committee is Robert Lynette Jr. This committee provides information and support for clubs that have questions regarding Kiwanis insurance and make sure we are in compliance with all of our insurance requirements. We also have people at International that can help out with that. If you ever have any insurance questions, you can contact Robert, you can contact International. We do have our Kiwanis insurance. That's part of your dues goes to that. Well, part of your fees goes to that. And it's a very good thing to have. And your club should always make sure that it's staying compliant with it. And yeah. So the next couple of slides are going to be the student leadership programs. These are also, like I said, these are appointments by the governor too. All the other previous ones start October 1 and then end September 30th of the following year. A lot of these student leadership programs, they actually start on April 1 and end on March 31st of the following year, because their year coincides with those organizations. So the first ones are Circle K and Key Club. The Circle K administrator is Michael Olivo, and the Key Club administrator is Robert Achera. Both of these committees are responsible for their respective organizations for their administrative functions. The chairs of these committees are all called administrators, which a lot of you know, some of you might not. And they have a committee comprised of zone advisors that aid the lieutenant governors of each organization. The Kiwanis that serve on these committees help promoting the programs to all of our Kiwanis clubs all around our state. And they help in forming new clubs in high schools and colleges. Key Club for high school and Circle K for colleges. They do a lot more. It is the jobs, when I served on the Circle K committee for 8 years, and it is a very, it's a highly rewarding job, but it's a time consuming job. But if you want to, try to help out, our Circle K or our Key Clubs, or even as I get through the rest of our SLPs, please let us know, because we're always looking for new people to help out. The more help we have, the better off these organizations are, the more we can spread out. For Builders Club and K-Kids, the Builders Club administrator coming in starting October 1 is going to be Sue Constantine. It is Dean Connor right now, but he's soon going to be elected governor or elect. So he's going to be retiring as of October 1, as long as international approves Sue. And then the K-Kids administrator is Marianne Simoninko. Both of these committees assist Kiwanis clubs with establishing new Builders Clubs in middle schools and K-Kids in elementary schools. They also help clubs be more effective they also help Kiwanis clubs be more effective sponsors for these clubs and recommend ideas for advertising to their members. This committee is not structured like a lot of our other SLPs where they don't have zone advisors, but they do have committees, and we're always looking for volunteers to come on and help out. One of the directives I have given for this upcoming year is for Builders Club and K-Kids, especially, with everything going on. We don't know what's going to happen with these schools, whether they're going to allow in-person meetings, whether they're going to allow virtual meetings. They might not even allow any extracurricular activities. But Sue and Marianne, they will be holding summits for the advisors. So at least we can gather a lot of the advisors together, Kiwanis and faculty advisors, and really talk about, what they need help with. We could talk, it'll be a nice a day thing where we might have a couple of workshops, and we'll have a meeting of these advisors, because I've been a Builders Club advisor since I joined Kiwanis, and I've never, I get emails from international, but I don't really get, much more. I would love to hear, from other Builders Club advisors. So that's why this year that's a directive of theirs to put together a summit. Like I said, the summit's going to be virtually. Everybody can attend. It'll be very easy for them to attend, but it just gets us moving in the right direction. The Action Club administrator is Kim Seifring. The Action Club Committee assists Kiwanis clubs and divisions in meeting the needs of people with disabilities in their communities. They also help charter new action clubs in conjunction with community agencies and ensure that sponsoring Kiwanis clubs are maintaining a good relationship with their sponsored club. Action Club, as I said, is for adults with disabilities. We have quite a few here in New Jersey. I should know that number. I think it's 5. And they are fantastic clubs. I've seen the work that they do. I know Bordentown works with one up by then. I know that Cape May works with one down by them. And the Action Club administrator is there to help us out, whatever way we can. I would love to see more action clubs formed all around the state. If your club or your division is, because it could actually be chartered by just a club or a division, like a division as a whole, is interested in charting an action club, let us know, because like I said, we're always looking for places to charter these clubs. And then the last chair I'll go over is the Key Leader Chair. The chairperson coming in is Mike Ellithorpe. The Key Leader Committee is tasked with coordinating the Key Leader Annual Weekend Conference for teens aged 14 to 18, focused on developing the skills of service leadership. The committee promotes the event to schools throughout New Jersey and sometimes even out of state. I know in the past we've had people from Pennsylvania come over to our Key Leader here in New Jersey. We've had people from all over come. This committee also ensures a safe environment for the students attending and aid the lead facilitator sent from Kiwanis International in hands-on leadership building activities. It's a truly, I've been on this committee since I think 2011, or I was on the committee since 2011. And it's a truly fun or inspiring weekend. I had no idea what I was getting into when I first volunteered. I just knew I wanted to help out. You get to see these students realize their potential as future leaders. In a weekend, they go from shy, high school students to talking with everybody and being friends with everyone within 3 days. It is a truly fantastic event. We're always looking for chaperones for this. So if you are interested in being on this committee, it does require background. All the SLP things require background checks and everything. But we're always looking for adults to come and help out because we're stretched thin on it, because every year we like to take on more and more students. For this upcoming year, for 2020, 2021, we have canceled the in-person version of it just because we know that we can't keep everybody safe, and the event is normally held in November. We have been given a virtual copy of it that International has provided, so we're going to try to execute that. Right now it is tailored for one specific person to do, but we're going to try to do it so that we can incorporate a group of students. The next one will be in, I believe it is November of 2021. We've already set up everything for it, and hopefully that one will be in person. Cross my fingers. With that being said, if you'd like to be on a committee or have any ideas, please contact me. That's my email address. I will unmute everybody and stop my screen share. Give me 1 second. How do I? Nope. All right, you can all. I think it's set that you can all unmute yourself. So does anybody have any questions for me?
Yeah, I have John Kurkowski.
Okay. Hey, John.
Mark, this is really for Mark Esposito. How do we emphasize it? Is it the Kiwanis International Foundation or the Kiwanis Children's Fund?
John, it is now officially the Kiwanis Children's Fund, but if a check is sent to the Kiwanis International Foundation, I guarantee you will be deposited.
Mark, I will make sure to update that on my list. I apologize. As soon as John just said it, I'm like, oh, I never updated that on my list. I apologize. Jim, I see your hand up.
Jim Mann. Is there an attempt underway to begin to identify a new international project theme?
Not that I have heard yet. They haven't proposed that to us. I know that they're trying to finish the Eliminate campaign right now. I don't know how much is left for I think Mike Mulhall is going to give a report at some point this weekend about how much is left to collect. So I know that they're trying to fulfill that.
Joey, if I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Typically, at least between IDD and Eliminate, there was a couple of year gap, where they investigate new potential projects, but B, to try to let them build up the KCF coffers again, because they typically take a hit during an international project. And there's usually a 2 or 3 year segue before they try to take on a new project.
I think we started the Eliminate campaign back in 2010, I believe, because I think that was the first convention I went to out in Las Vegas is when they announced it and everything. So I would expect 1 or 2 more years, and then they'll probably choose a new one. With the way times are right now, though, who knows? Because I know they really want to get the Eliminate campaign fulfilled. I have a new, and then I'll get to Jerry. So a new first.
Okay. How much of a time commitment do these committees need?
They all depend. That's why if you're interested in any, you should contact me. It all depends on each committee. Sorrel K committee, Key Club committee needs lots of time. Other committees might only be, maybe a couple hours a week or a couple hours a month to really work on things. It really is. It really all depends. I would tell you from a past committee chair of multiple, being on committees, and it depends on how much work you put into it as a Kiwani. So you can do the bare minimum, or you can do the best of your job. If there is anything that interests you, contact me. It's something we can discuss as far as, you know, time commitments and things along those lines. Like I said, there are
Okay.
directives for committee chairs coming in that, you know, I do want them to work on.
Mhm.
So as work gets done, we'll work on more ideas, you know, as time goes on. All right?
Okay, I did send you an email on committees that I'm interested in, and I would assume meetings right now would be virtual
Yeah,
or in
yeah,
person for the time being.
yeah.
Okay.
I think Jerry had a question. Jerry, you raised your hand.
Not a question, but just want to remind everybody that we have a New Jersey District Foundation as well. And a lot of clubs think when they make a donation to the Children's Fund, it's not necessary to do one to the District Foundation as well. But that's the main source of money, that and the 50-50. Normally, I would be walking around now and selling everybody a 50-50, but nobody would let me in their house. So we need the other source.
Well, a virtual, some organizations are doing virtual 50-50s.
There's some legal questions on that, Nora. The foundation
tried.
president wasn't comfortable with that.
Oh,
We
Had it all
tried.
set up.
I concur with what Jerry said. I think the district foundation obviously needs as much support as well.
I agree too. And there is a chair. Well, it's not appointed by me though. It's you guys actually, I think, pretty much choose that chair. So it's going to be Rudy Fernandez coming in, probably. Yeah,
Was
there's
elected.
yeah, he was elected. So, but he is my parliamentarian too. So I don't know how that works.
yeah, check with him.
Did anybody else have any questions? I don't see any hands. Like I said, you know, if you have any questions, not even like if you have any, not even to join a committee, but if you have any questions about these committees, direct them to me for now, and then we will get you answers as time comes. My year, like I said, it starts, but it really doesn't officially start until October 1. So I'm still in the midst of training all my lieutenant governors because all of that got delayed this year. Then we'll start training all of our chairs and everything, and we should be ready for October 1 for a start date. So